Every card trick you have ever seen is essentially the same. You pick a card, it's lost into the deck, I find it, and the crowd goes wild. The same effect is used over and over and over again. So what makes this trick so special? What about this plot is so amazing that magicians all over the world have been using it as their primary tool for hundreds of years? In fact, I was so curious about this plot that I dedicated an entire month's worth of work on videos to study this trick. This video is the result of that labor. This video is 4 videos combined into one great masterwork. Hello, my name is Josiah Gunther, and this is the ultimate card trick. The classic line, pick a card, any card. And for almost every single card trick, there's a different method of picking a card. The question isn't how is the card picked, but why is the card picked? Why do we have cards chosen at all? Why can't a magician just say, look, here's the card, remember, we're gonna use this card for the card trick? No, we always have the audience member pick a card. It's always their choice, they always get to choose. Even if it doesn't really matter. There's lots of card tricks where the identity of the card doesn't really matter, and it doesn't even matter if the magician knows what the card is. There's tons of card tricks like that. So it's not about the identity of the card, but it is about identity. You see, when a card gets chosen in a magic trick, it takes on a piece of the person's identity who chose it. You see, when a card gets chosen, it starts to represent the person who chose it. When you choose something, you're choosing it to represent you, to almost become part of you. It's becoming part of the thing that makes you you. It's becoming part of your identity. So that card then takes on a piece of your identity. Suddenly that card is not just merely a random piece of pasteboard, but it's actually representing a living, breathing person. And so when you make that piece of cardboard do the impossible, suddenly it's not just a piece of cardboard doing the impossible, it's a real person doing the impossible. And when you're making a living, breathing person do something that can't be done, that's way more powerful than just taking a piece of cardboard and making it do something cool. Ultimately, the reason we have cards picked is because people are selfish. They want everything to be about them, and so for a good card trick to be about the person who's seeing it, they have to experience it in some way. They have to have some element that represents them. And so in a card trick, that's the card that they pick. The card represents them, and so the impossible is actually happening to them. They're actually doing it. It comes back to what Juan Tamariz talks about in his book, The Magic Rainbow, about how all good magic tricks have an innate symbolism to them. They symbolize the fulfillment of some impossible wish, but a magic trick can only fulfill somebody's impossible wish if it's actually happening to them. Otherwise, it's just some cool thing with a bunch of pieces of pasteboard, and, well, that's not very cool. A magic trick is only going to impress, only going to astonish, only give people wonder if it's actually about them, and so that's why we pick cards. So, but why do we find cards? What's with the losing the card into the deck and then finding it again? The reason we find cards again comes back to the symbolism. You see, if a card represents a piece of the identity of the person who picked it, then if you're losing that card into the deck, that person is losing a piece of their identity. They're losing part of something that makes them them. It represents them becoming lost, alone, abandoned. And so of course you have to find that card. It's not really about how you find it, but it's just the fact that you find it. That's the impressive part. There's lots of ways to find cards. Those don't really matter. All that matters is that you actually find the card that is representing the piece of that person's soul. However, this only works if the card is truly lost. If the audience doesn't think the card is truly lost, then there's no symbolism because it's just a bunch of random stuff with a deck of cards. It's only when the card is truly picked, truly lost, and truly found that we can really have a good card trick. So that's what makes a good card trick good. That's why we have thousands of different variations of cards being picked, cards being lost, and cards being found, because it's a really good card trick. It's so popular because it is so powerful. but it's only so powerful when it's done correctly. So we need to make sure that we are actually doing this the way that it should be done. We need to make sure that we are truly having cards picked in a way that they represent the person who picked them. And so for that to happen, it needs to at least seem like a completely fair choice. We need to have cards be lost in a way that makes it seem like the card really is lost, and we need to have cards found in a way that really seems like we're regaining their lost identity. So there you have it. That's why every card trick you've ever seen is essentially the same, because it's a good card trick. It represents the spectator becoming a hero, their soul being lost into the abyss, and then it being restored to them. So if you want your soul to be lost and restored, well, please, pick a card. Any card. No, like, seriously, actually just, like, think of any card. And if you want me to find it, well, please, remember that card and subscribe. This is a shuffled deck of playing cards. And believe it or not, the order that this deck of cards is in has most likely never been matched by a single other deck in the entire history of humanity. That's because there are 52 factorial, or 8 followed by 0, 67 zeros, that many different potential orders to a deck of playing cards. And since there's so many different orders you can shuffle a deck of cards into, I thought I'd make a video about it. Hello, my name is Josiah Gunther, and this is Shuffling. Chaos! That's what shuffling is all about. Taking order and making it into chaos. Taking an order of a deck of playing cards and completely destroying it. Utterly annihilating it. Taking something that could be known, could be used, could be exploited, and making it unknowable, unusable, and unexploitable. That's what shuffling's all about. Right? Is that really all there is to it? Is the entire goal of shuffling just to create chaos out of order? If so, why do we shuffle cards in different ways? Why do we consider some ways of shuffling to be better than others? Why don't we always just create chaos? Why don't we always just do a casino wash? Why do we have such a thing as a riffle shuffle? Yes, for some people, the entire point of shuffling is just to create chaos, and those people shuffle cards like that's what their goal is, just to create chaos. But for other people, shuffling a deck of cards is an art form. It's known as cardistry, and yes, it really is the art of shuffling playing cards. You see, for some people like me, shuffling is less about creating chaos from order and more about creating order from chaos. Cardistry takes the innately chaotic act of shuffling a deck of playing cards and makes it something ordered. It takes that chaos and makes it into order. When a cardist shuffles a deck of cards, they don't just give it a mix. They do a perfect pharaoh shuffle or perform phased. You see, when a normal person shuffles a deck, it's about changing the order of the deck of cards. But when a cardist shuffles a deck, it's about the cards themselves. It's about what you're doing with them, the story you're telling with the deck of cards. Cardistry takes an innately destructive, chaotic act, the act of shuffling a deck of playing cards, and makes it something creative. It makes it an act of art. But wait, does that mean that non-artistic shuffling is innately bad? Does that mean that if your shuffling isn't cardistry, it's evil? That you should stop doing it? That every single person on the planet should learn cardistry so that every time they shuffle a deck of playing cards, they need to be doing cardistry so you're creating art with your shuffling, not just destroying order and making chaos? No, that's not what this means. You see, sometimes you do have to destroy order and make chaos. Sometimes you do have to do that so you can replace the chaos with an even better order. Sometimes you have to destroy the old to create something new. Sometimes you have to shuffle up a deck of playing cards. You have to destroy the old order and maybe replace it with a new chaos so you can use that chaos to do something better. Sure, a deck in new deck order is great, but there's not a lot of good card tricks you can do with that. Sometimes you do have to shuffle up the deck. You have to destroy that new deck order so you can replace it with something new, so you can do something cool and amazing and artistic. Do an amazing card trick with the new order you shuffle that deck of playing cards into. And who knows, maybe you'll end up reshuffling it back into an old order. Non-artistic shuffling sure might be an evil, but it is a necessary evil. A necessary evil for the greater good. At the end of the day, we obviously don't just want chaos. We don't want to just destroy order. Instead, we want to use that destruction for something good. So we have two options. We can either make the chaos itself into something good. We can make the chaos into an order. We can order the chaos, make it into an art form of its own. We can do what is known as cardistry. Or we can use the chaos to fuel a future better order. We can use it to fuel our art. We can use it to fuel our play. We can use it to fuel our fun. The chaos leads to something better. We have either order to chaos or chaos to order, artistic shuffling or unartistic shuffling, or maybe you should just not worry about any of this at all. Maybe you should just stop watching this video now and just go shuffle your decks of playing cards in peace. What should you choose? I have no idea. I'll let you decide. Think of a playing card. Any card in a deck of cards, and I'm gonna find it. Is this your card? Approximately a quarter of you just had your minds utterly blown. But for the remaining 75% of you whose souls are still lost in the abyss, watch this video to know what I'm talking about. Fear not, I will find your card. In fact, just to be safe, I'm gonna find every single card in the deck. And to make things difficult, I'm gonna find every single card in a completely different manner. Blindfolded, 'cause why not? Hello, my name's Josiah Gunther, and I'm gonna find 52 different cards, 52 different ways, blindfolded. Enjoy. Finding 52 cards, 52 different ways, blindfolded. Let's do this. Alright. And by the way, this is a legit blindfold. I cannot see anything right now. So if I mess something up, I'll have no idea I messed it up until I've finished recording. So let's do this. Alright. First, we'll start by getting rid of those two jokers right there. If you thought of the two jokers, I already found them. And we'll come back to those later. Now, alright. And of course, we already found the ace of spades, so I'll just set that over there. Now, just give this like a quick shuffle, just to totally mix it up, randomize it, so that it's totally mixed up and I cannot know where any of the cards are. That makes it a whole lot more impressive to be able to find the cards from a shuffle deck as opposed to a deck that I've set up into my specific order that I want it to be. How much I shuffle this deck, and others of you are just going to get bored with me shuffling the deck. So just going to give this card a few, just a couple little mixes like this, just totally randomize everything. More shuffle, one more cut, should be everything. We'll start by finding the three more other aces right there. That should be all four aces. Now, we're going to find all of the spades in order first. First, we'll start with the two of spades. I have one cut just like that. That should be the two of spades. We'll use a slightly fancier cut to find the three of spades just right there. That should be the three of the four and five of spades. I'll find using a series of tabled cuts, which is a completely different type of cut, meaning this is a completely different way. And the five of spades. I said I'd find every single card a completely different way. I didn't say how different those ways would be, however, so I'm just going to find all of these cards using cuts. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm kidding. I'm just going to find most of the cards using cuts. So then I'll use another series of cuts to find the 6, 7, 8, and 9. Don't worry, I'm going to find every single card a different way. Alright, fine, that's enough cuts. Just like that, right? That should be the 10 of spades. Alright, no more cutting. Next two cards I'm going to find with one hand, right? One hand goes behind my back, one-handed just like that. I guess that is technically still a cut, but it's a one-handed cut, which is very different from the other cuts I was doing. So that should be the jack of spades right hand. They're one-handed, blindfolded. I said I found the next two cards with one hand. Thing is, I never said which hand. That should be the queen of spades. I'll also find the king of spades with one hand, but I'll find it with one hand, blindfolded behind my back. What gets more impressive than that, right? One-handed behind the back, finding the card from a shuffled deck of playing cards. Just right there, that should be the king of spades, one-handed behind my back, blindfolded. But if you don't find that impressive, then surely you'll find this impressive. Find the two of hearts in my mouth without even stopping talking. That's the two of hearts. I'll find the three and the four of hearts just like that. That's the three of hearts and the four of hearts. The five of hearts, I'll find, it will just find itself just like that. That should be the five of hearts. I know, not the most impressive way to find a card, but it's better than nothing. The six of hearts I'll find in a slightly better, more impressive manner using what is called a second deal. Obviously, that's not the six of hearts, but I can just pretend to deal the top card, and that is the six of hearts. The seven of hearts I'll find using what is known as a bottom deal. So using that cut, I just control the seven of hearts to the bottom of the deck. And no, that's not using a cut to find the card, that's using a cut to control the card to the bottom, and then I'll find it using a bottom deal. The eight of hearts I'll find using a center deal, right? The card's not on top of the deck, not second from the top of the deck, not even bottom of the deck. Just give one card to one deal like that, and that should be the eight of hearts. The nine of hearts I'll find using the two jokers. I said we come back to them. This is when we come back to them, right? Sandwich around the deck, right? Just toss the deck like that. They catch one card between them. That's the nine of hearts. They'll also help us find the 10 of hearts even faster if that were possible. Just give them a little shape like that, and they find the 10 of hearts. They'll also help us find the jack of hearts, right? One goes into the center of the deck, and the other goes on top. We'll cut it into the center of the deck, and just like that, one snap my fingers, those two jokers find each other in the center of the deck. More importantly, they find one card in between them, right? One card in between those two jokers, no other jokers in the deck. And that card just happens to be the jack of hearts. And now I'll just get rid of those two jokers because we don't need them anymore. The queen of hearts is actually going to find itself for us, right? We're just gonna get the cards one cut like that, and one card should just turn face up. I'm gonna snap my fingers. Every single card's face down. Every single card's face down except for one card, and one card only face up. That should be the queen of hearts. And the king of hearts I'm gonna find just by catching one card from dribble just like that. That should be the king of hearts. That's all the hearts. That's all the spades, leaving all the clubs and only the clubs and diamonds left to go. And would you believe me if I said I actually already found the two of clubs seats underneath the deck box? I said, would you be impressed if I could do that? I didn't say I could actually do that. That's obviously not the two of clubs. I don't even know what card this is. But if I just go low like that, now it becomes the two of clubs. That is indeed the two of clubs. For the three of clubs, well, actually, I already found the three of clubs. See, the three of clubs is underneath the deck box already. That should be the three of clubs, but I didn't stop there. I made the four of clubs be inside the deck box. That's the four of clubs. For the five of clubs, I'm just going to grab that straight from the center of the deck. Just right there, that should be the five of clubs right there. The six of clubs I'll find right there. That should be the six of clubs, right? If that's the six of clubs, that might not be the six of clubs. Is that? That's not the six. That's not the six of clubs, is that? Wait, just give a little like that. That is the six of clubs. Yep, that's the six of clubs. The seven of clubs, I already found it. It's on top of the deck box. That should be the seven of clubs. For the eight of clubs, actually, I don't even know how to find it. What time is it? Oh wait, I can't look at the time. I'm blindfolded, but I might as well find the eight of clubs while I'm at it. The nine of clubs I'll just find by just giving a little swivel like that. That should be the nine of clubs right there in the middle. That's the nine of clubs. The 10 of clubs, okay, I legit don't know how to find the 10 of clubs. I don't know. We'll just say the 10 of clubs is right there. The jack of clubs I also don't know how to find, but I always have a trick up my sleeve, or well, in this case, jack of clubs up my sleeve. That should be the jack of clubs. I don't know if it's face up or face down, but once that's the jack of clubs. The queen of clubs should be just right there. That should be the queen of clubs, and finally the king of clubs right there. That's all of the clubs in perfect order, leaving only the diamonds left to find. The two of diamonds is already inside my pocket. That's the two of diamonds. The three of diamonds in my back pocket, which is an entirely different way of finding a card than finding in my front pocket. Wait, that's not the two of diamonds. The three of diamonds. The three of diamonds is right here. See, this is all the rest of the diamonds. See, that's the four of diamonds. That's the five. That's the six. The seven. The nine. The 10. The jack. The queen. And the king of diamonds. That's all the diamonds in perfect numerical order. That's 52 cards found 52 different ways. Blindfolded. Even the king of diamonds.
My brain can't handle it. Mine has changed forever.
Why do people react to magic tricks? What about me finding your card is so absolutely totally incredible that it can literally make you scream? On a most basic level, people react to a magic trick because, well, it is exactly that. It's magic. It's incredible. It's unbelievable. It's utterly, totally, completely impossible. And when something impossible happens, for a second, everything changes. The impossible takes everything you know about reality and turns it upside down. It takes all that assuring knowledge and you know how everything works and are in control of everything and throws it out the window. Reality shatters. And for a second, you know that anything is possible. And that's something worth reacting to. Ah! That's why people react to magic tricks. Right? Well, when do people react to magic tricks? When do they react to anything at all? Well, people react to the unexpected. They react to something surprising. Now, normally, this is just fine. The impossible is often surprising by the very fact that it's not possible and therefore shouldn't normally happen. However, that's not always the case. The best way to get someone to scream is to scare them, to startle them. Jumping out at your brother and yelling, "Boo!" is a great way to get them to scream, but it's not a great way to convince them that you can do the impossible. Take, for instance, the popular magic trick of making a spider appear on someone's hand.
Do you want to get these types of reactions? One of the best-selling magic tricks of all time has returned.
It's very surprising, and it gets great reactions. People scream, they laugh, and it's all great. But it's not very impossible. You see, people aren't reacting because you made a spider appear from nowhere. No, they're reacting because it's a spider. It's not very magical. It's not truly impossible. It's a great trick, but it isn't great magic. You see, a great magic trick is something truly impossible, something truly magical. And when people see something truly magical, they don't scream. It fills them with wonder. And wonder isn't a loud emotion. When you see a wondrously beautiful sunrise, you don't scream. Okay, maybe you do. But most of the time, it makes you simply say, whoa. It's not loud and flashy, but it's the type of thing you remember. It's the type of thing you tell other people about. And that's a true reaction. That's the type of reaction that a great magic trick gets. So which type of reactions should magicians be pursuing? The loud, flashy ones that make us feel good in the moment, or the softer, quieter ones that actually last? Now, I would like to be clear, the loud, flashy reactions are great, both for the audience and the magician. They make us feel good, they help the audience release tension, and they just generally make the magic more fun. Laughter and applause and screams are all great. They're not the ultimate goal of magic. At least they shouldn't be, in my opinion. I think problems occur when loud reactions are the only things that magicians are pursuing. You see, magicians have this false idea in their heads that the bigger and louder a reaction a magic trick gets, the better the trick is. If a magic trick makes you scream, it must be better than a magic trick that simply makes you say, whoa. That's why all the magic trick trailers have clips of people overreacting and screaming about this magic trick, because that's what magicians value. But is that what magicians should value? Is a scream, a big momentary reaction, truly the best reaction you can get to a magic trick? Or is it instead the softer, quieter, wonder-filled reaction that you have when you truly see something impossible? When you startle someone, scare them, make them scream, it doesn't last. It's a momentary spike of big energy, but then it just vanishes away. And what are you left with after that? Nothing, really. But the other type of reaction, that's the type of reaction that lasts, that makes memories, that makes people feel like a little kid again. That's the type of reaction that really makes people love magic. If they wanted to laugh, they'd go to a comedian. If they wanted to be scared, they'd go to a haunted house. They come to a magician to see the impossible. And I think it's the magician's job to give it to them. So maybe the best magicians aren't the ones who get the loudest screams, but the ones who get the longest silences. The ones who make you stop and say, whoa. But what do I know? I'm just a random 14-year-old kid with 2 years of magic experience spewing out his random thoughts on magic in video format on YouTube. So which type is better? I'll let you decide. Well, there you have it. That's the secrets behind every card trick ever. If you've made it this far and you still aren't subscribed, I don't know what you're doing, but please, subscribe right now, and while you're at it, like this video and comment below what you thought. And if you still aren't tired of watching me do stuff after 25 minutes, well, click the videos on screen to see me do some more stuff. And till next time, so long.